What is good, you guys? This is Steven with All Talk On, and today I'm going to walk you through setting up your stream for the very first time with OBS software, open broadcast software. So OBS software kind of is OBSS. Yeah, that doesn't work. Just forget I said that. Either way, we're going to be taking a look on setting up your stream for the very first time. I'm going to do pretty much a full walkthrough. There's only a few steps I'm going to leave out, and that's because they are easy and I don't really need to hold your hand through it. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to pop open my YouTube channel. That's definitely where you should go. And we're just going to type OBS in Google, and there it is, the first one. What do you know? So grab the one pertaining to you. Now I already have this installed, so I'm not going to reinstall it because I don't feel the need to. But you grab it, run the exe, install it. And from there, I'm going to leave this open because we'll be using that again. OBS, I'm on Windows 10, and I'm pretty sure that does this for everything. OBS will start to or install two instances, and this can cause problems when installing plugins. So I suggest you fix it immediately. So what will end up happening is you go into your local disk, C drive, and you'll see your program files in your x86. So under program files, you'll see OBS right here. This is the 64-bit version. In here we have the exe, which is a shortcut on my desktop to allow me to get here, and this is where we drop our plugins in, which we will be doing. So I suggest fixing this now. So I'm going to use the 64-bit version. You can honestly use whichever one, 32 or 64, but what I suggest doing from here is going into your program files, or if you want the 64 version, go into your x86, and you'll see an OBS folder here. I've already deleted mine. But you'll see it right around the O's. So you just double click on that OBS and, or not double click, but grab that folder, drag it to the recycling bin and just destroy it. Or if you want the 32-bit version, go into your 64-bit files and your program files and get rid of this one right here and just drag it. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to delete it. So that way you know you only have one instance of OBS installed. After you do that, the next thing you're going to want to do is go into the one that you saved. So for instance, I saved the 64-bit, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab this and I'm going to hit create shortcut, and it'll put it on my desktop automatically. And now I know that when I click on OBS, it's going to take me to the proper OBS, just in case the shortcut was directed to one of the instances that you might have deleted. It's always nice to make a new one to know that you're getting to the right program. So I don't need it because I already have one, but I just made a new one to show you guys. And that is how we install OBS. Now before we even start messing with OBS, we're going to install something else because it's used by pretty much most plugins. It is the, I already forgot what it was called. We're going to be getting this CLR Browser plugin. So literally go into Google, CLR. As you can see, I was having some trouble with it, not working. Browser plugin. Yeah, it was a little bit of a hassle to figure out why too. So as we see, we just Googled it and bam, first one that pops up. See, this is where it's going to pertain to which one you kept. So if you kept the one in the programs file, or if you kept the one in the x86 programs file, that's the 32-bit. This is 64. Since I have the 64-bit, I would grab the 64 and I just downloaded it for absolutely reasons. So I've gotten that downloaded, and oh god, my downloads folder is going to be a mess. I haven't cleaned it out in the last, since I upgraded to Windows 10, I haven't cleaned it out. So as you can see, I've installed OBS several times trying to figure out exactly what was going on with my browser plugin. Okay, so as you can see, I've already downloaded the x86 and x64 because, like I said, I was having problems with them. So this is the one that I think I just downloaded, is this one right here. So what you're going to do is you can extract the files, but what I like to do to make sure everything's going to work and I don't run any problems, I'll just cut it or copy it, whichever one you want to do. And then we're going to go back to our local disk program files, OBS plugins, and you're literally just going to paste it in here and then right click it and extract it. And I just leave the zip file in here in case I ever need it. I know where it's at, and it's not really a big file, so there's really no reason to get rid of it. I just left it here. So if you've done all that properly, we'll go into OBS and go ahead and start it up. And as you can see, I've already been using OBS. I already have, let's see, preview stream. Incompatible hook modules were detected in OBS. Please make sure OBS, what? Oh, ignore the abort, retry. You may be ignoring this warning, risk open. Hold on. Oh, it's because I'm using capturing software. So it was trying to tell me not to, I don't know, run it. I don't know. It's because I'm using a capturing software though to capture my screen. So we're gonna go to my YouTube channel real quick. This is not something you're gonna have to do, but I'm just gonna get it ready. Okay, so that's, you know, my woohoo. Let me make it bigger. This, don't mind that. We're gonna get on to what this is and how this works in a little bit. But it doesn't normally look like this. Let's just put it like that. And if you got your browser installed right, you can go, or your plugin, you just click on plugins and you should see it right here. Now, I was getting the plugin there, but I wasn't getting the plugin to actually work. The second test to make sure it's working is you go right click in your sources and just go to add, and you should see CLR Browser. If you do not see that, you'll have to do some troubleshooting into what went wrong and where, because you're going to need that. I mean, you don't need it to stream, but for the cool little feature I'm going to put up, you're going to need it. So next we're going to start making our scene. So let's go ahead and add a new scene. YouTube, because. So this is our scene. It's blank, is lifeless. There's nothing here. So the first thing we can do, let's add a webcam, because you know you have to have your webcam. Where is it? Oh, I just brain shit on myself. So you can name it there, but I'm not going to name it because I don't care. And then we have this. For setting up green screens, you're going to be using a chroma key, but I'll actually just hit OK first. And there we go. Hi guys. It's cold in my house, so I'm wearing a hood and a sweater with my headphones over my hood. So we're going to go ahead and green screen wise, if you're using a green screen, you literally just click on use chroma key, click on this, and then usually it lets me, there we go. So you want to select the one that has like literally all green. It's just 255 green, I think is this one. That's the best one to choose, and then you further adjust it from there, and that'll basically cancel out any green colors being picked up. But once again, we're not going to get into that, but that's if you were to wanting to green screen, that's what you would look into. So we have my webcam. From here we can click on edit scene, and we can drag it around everywhere, and we can make it small, throw them up in the corner here. For instance, let's crop it out because you can see all my junk in the background, my horribly messy desk in the case I'm reviewing. So let's go ahead and crop it. So to crop, this actually took me a little bit to figure out. You hold Alt and then drag. So holding Alt and then dragging will allow you to crop your screen, which is something I would suggest doing, especially if you have like a camera that's going to capture all that in the background. You don't want that. So we're going to go ahead and crop it. And yeah, now I'm up here. So other things you can add obviously are like images and text. We'll get on the images next, but for text, let's just say all talk on, because that's where we are. We're going to make the color, if it would let me select the color. It doesn't want to let me select the color. I don't know what's going on. Random font. Okay, we're just going to hit OK. Where did it? Oh, it's up here. And because that wasn't the color. Fail. There we go. So now we can select the color. You can make yourself a random font here. There's a lot more complicated things you can get into with that, but once again, something you'll have to look at. And let's just say for the sake of having it, let's grab that and let's stick it on my forehead up here. All right, there we go. So now we got that up. So as you can see, we have, this is on top of this, so we do have layers. To do layers, you go into order, move up, move down, so control down and control up. On whatever's highlighted. So let's do control down, and now you can see the text fell behind this. So that's how layers work in this. It's fairly straightforward and very simple to use. I really like OBS compared to the XSplit whatever broadcaster. So okay, so we got a little bit of that done. We're gonna go ahead and add a let's see image. Okay, so say you're doing this for YouTube, so we're going to get a logo for YouTube because I like to show off YouTube. So this is my folder where I keep most of my things. What I do is I get images that have transparent backgrounds. So let's say we want a border. Well, this was a logo first, so we're gonna go ahead and grab a subscribe button so people can subscribe. And there you go. So it's got, as you can see, it's got the transparent background. Literally, if you want something like this, just Google YouTube subscribe button, transparent background, and you'll find something. And because I'm on YouTube, I'm pretty sure they're not going to mind me using their button on my channel because it shows up there anyways. So we'll just say go ahead for that, and then we're going to add another image. We're going to make the border for, I spelled quarter because, you know, I'm pro typer. We're going to go ahead and make the border for my face. So this is a monitor, and as you can see, once again, transparent background. So it's a Mac monitor too, I think. Ew, yeah, it's Mac or some Linux, I don't know, I think it's Mac. Either way, so we're going to crop out the bottom here because I don't want the stand. I want just the monitor. So there's my monitor. Grab my face, take my face over here, and the monitor is obviously above my face, so we're going to go ahead and fix that. I'm going to put my video capture device. Actually, no, we're going to put the monitor should be all the way at the bottom, huh? Let's move it all the way. There we go. So that's moved, and let's center my face right here. We're going to stretch it out, and then we're going to, I guess we can do this just to be, let's just be cheap and just do position and size, center horizontally, position and size, center horizontally. So you can do stuff like that, which make it really easy to line things up. And then we're just literally gonna, I guess, decrop this over to fit the screen. And there we go. So now we have that fucking set up, and I'll talk on because, hey guys, what's up? Let's see, anything else we need to add before we start moving on? We'll get onto the browser. Probably not next. Maybe I'll make a separate tutorial for that. But basically, it's a little cool thing you can include in with YouTube chat and stuff. So let's see, monitor capture. So you could do a monitor capture, which we would, but we're going to set up a game capture now. We'll say that my face is just going to be in the middle of the game for game capture's sake. So as you can see here, I have no games. In order to get the games to show up, you must start the game and then refresh it, and then it will show up. So I'm going to use Dead Rising 3 because this game actually lets me, it allows me to play it while it's minimized, and I can actually play off of the recorder here. So we're going to go ahead and, oh, that's going to happen. That'll happen. Make sure we're still recording. Yes, we are. I don't know. Hopefully it's not going to go black. Hopefully. So I'm going to stop the recording and restart it to make sure it didn't go black. Yeah, if you guys are wondering, I'm running like so much random stuff, just going like audio recording. I'm just using Audacity because I've been having some audio driver issues. So as we can see here now that I've started Dead Rising, we'll go ahead and hit refresh, and I guess refresh again. There it is. So now it's showing up, so we just go ahead and click it and hit OK, and there's our screen. So what I like to do, which I will do real quick, hopefully this doesn't ruin my recording. There we go. I like to get myself into the main menu. Once again, restart the recording to make sure that didn't ruin anything. Alrighty, so the recording was restarted, so hopefully it'll be screen capturing this OBS. So as we can see here, the game capture is at the top, so we're going to go ahead and move that to the very back because we don't want it here. Now what I did was I made it to where there's no black on the borders, and that is because if I want to center, it's easier to see, you know what I mean? It's not like trying to merge black with black, because there are instances, for instance, if I go to settings, go to broadcast settings, and keep this in mind when if you guys do this. Right here we'll see our custom resolution. So I keep mine at 2560 1440, and then I downscale it to 720 because downscaling it to 1080 looks terrible, and putting in my base resolution at like 1080 looks terrible. So I have to keep it at 1440, and then I mean, I guess, yeah, there's no 1080p downscale here, so 720 is the best native supported resolution I could get. I could, I guess, play the game at 1080p and then do that, but who wants to do that? And because my computer, yours will be set to that most likely, but I set it to this, and I could set it to the other one if I wanted to. I'm not going to. But yeah, so in here, if you want, be very careful with this, because for instance, if I go ahead and change this 1920 by 1080, and let's just no downscaling and hit apply, it can, once I restart OBS actually, sadly, let's go ahead and restart OBS. So what'll end up happening when you restart OBS and you go to YouTube and you go to preview stream, okay, ignore. See, now it's resized. This is something when changing the resolution that you got to be careful for. So if you're going to change the settings resolution, make sure that you haven't set up your scene yet. So after doing that, though, we're going to go ahead and set it back to what I had it at. So I would suggest, if you don't have the best computer or don't want too much of a performance hit, definitely get lost in the settings and not be able to find your way back. No, 2560, 1440. I would definitely suggest some downscaling, so it helps with the upload. So we'll go ahead and apply that again, and I'll probably end up having to restart OBS, but I probably won't because I don't care. So while we're in here, I guess since we got our stream basically set up, we're going to start messing with our general settings and everything. Okay, so the first thing we're going to go take a look at is encoding. Now your max bitrate right here is something you want to look at. You're going to need to know what your internet can handle for the most part. I'm going to go ahead and close Dead Rising 3 for now because it's noisy. But you're going to need to know what bitrate you can handle here. For me, I just put it at 2500, which isn't really low, but it's not high at all by any means. It's not high, it's just average-ish. And the reason for that is because I have several people, other gamers on my connection. We all share a connection, and I don't want them gaming interfering with my streaming or my streaming interfering with their gaming. So I keep mine at 25. It'll come default, I think, at like 1,000 or something. I would suggest changing it to at least 1,500 to get something decent. Everything else is fine. I don't use that, even though I have a 980. I don't use it. We're going to go into here, I guess. Yeah, this will do good next. So you're going to say, my live stream. If you're doing the YouTube, do YouTube, Twitch. So YouTube, and then you're going to need your Steam key. Okay, so here's where we go for our Steam key. We're going to go to upload, the very top of your YouTube channel, get started, and here is where you're going to be setting up all of your live streaming stuff. As you can see, I was streaming Left 4 Dead, Dead Rising 3 with my girlfriend, and as you can see, I was also testing chat because I just set up a new chat system last night and I wanted to make sure it was working. So here is your Steam key. Now, in order to copy this thing, at least in my experience, you have to reveal it. Like, you can't copy it as little dots because it won't work. I tried it several times and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So you're going to want to make sure that you go ahead and reveal, but don't do it on video, because if someone gets this key, they will be able to stream to your channel whenever they feel like it. So you're going to want to make sure that you blank this out or whatever, if recording or whatever, you know what I mean. But get your Steam key here, and we'll go ahead and I don't need it right now because I'm going to hit cancel so that it didn't have me delete my Steam key. So my Steam key is still there. Cool. Auto reconnect if you wanted to reconnect if it loses connection. That's not a bad idea. Your video, we've already gone through this. If you're at 1920 1080p, if you can easily stream 1920 1080p, then you can leave it. If not, downscale it. Like I said, I don't like the performance hit my frame rate, and any like hints of lag, I get really upset. So I keep mine low. Mostly, as well as Dead Rising is a very shitty game to stream. I've been finding out, and I don't like it. So here's where you set up your audio. So I have my audio interface, and for my headset or desktop audio device, I want it to hear the sounds that my headset hears. So I set it up for my Realtek, which is just motherboard audio. And all this stuff I'm not too familiar with, so that stuff you can meet. Okay, so this is where you can do your shut off, your open and close threshold. So basically when your mic will start picking up noise and when your mic will start or stop picking up noise. So what you can do is just literally sit in silence in your room and see where this bar is and just put the open threshold slightly above it. So my silence, see how it's underneath it? That's what you want. It'll usually do that standard. Okay, so now all that's set up, where we've got our stream ready to go. Everything, broadcast settings are all set, all that good stuff. It should come when you put it on YouTube Gaming to primary server, which it doesn't just use it. It works. Just want to make sure that you have all this settings like that. That's what you want to make sure. And then, so basically we're done with that. So now we're basically ready to stream. If you don't want any extra added features or anything cooler, you can always work on, you got to click edit scenes every time, I always forget. You can always work on what your layout and everything looks like. That's up to you. And you basically just hit at the top here. If it didn't say preview, you just hit start streaming, and bam, you will start streaming to your YouTube channel if you have the key properly set up, as well as your streaming enabled and everything like that on your YouTube side. So we're going to go ahead and rush into the last part of the cool thing I could show you guys. So we're going to go ahead and open up CLR Browser. Now the reason I had you guys install this, even if you don't want to do this, is because a lot of plugins do rely on this, at least from my knowledge. I'm no OBS genius. In fact, I'm very new to this. So I'm just teaching you guys what I've learned to maybe help out. So the first thing we're going to see is right here. Boom, boom shakalaka. So we're going to need to go to our YouTube channel, and this is a new feature that YouTube has included where you can not scroll and see the button. Okay, here we go. This button right here on your chat, you just click on it and hit pop out chat. And bam, now we have our chat chilling right here. And you see this? Yeah, copy that URL, and we're going to go ahead and paste it, paste it in here, and we're going to leave it open for now just because. So next we'll need to do some settings, so you can change your opacity here, which I'll show you that. For your height, I can't remember exactly what I use. I think it was like 250 by 400. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. We can always change it. That's a big number. We can always change it later, but the main important thing is your CSS, the configuration in here. Now, for me, luckily, there is a place where you can grab this off the plugin and everything. Well, you don't really need the plugin, but we'll have to open up a new browser real quick. There is a place where you can grab this, which is, I think, YouTube OBS chat. I don't know, it should pop up. There we go, world's first. Like I said, Google works miracles, you guys. So this is where I originally found this, but I did run into a lot of problems as far as their script, their code right here. I was having a little bit of issues. It wasn't working properly. In fact, I can show you. We'll go ahead and copy and paste it from here. I will include the one that I got working in the description, but this one right here, as we can see, we'll hit OK, and there it is. Hey, it's actually kind of working. Wait, where's my letters though? So we're gonna obviously do the Alt, get rid of that. I'm gonna be so mad if it's actually working, but I can't tell because the background is terrible. We'll go ahead and add an image real quick, and I'm gonna click OK. I'm literally just gonna grab an image. Let's grab this image, just because it's going to have the background. Basically, I'm just going to grab something to put behind everything, so that way I can actually see the chat, because the chat is, okay, there we go, yeah. So as we can see, we can't read anything on this. This was the problem I was running into. We don't need that right now. So I'll include the code for the fixed one in mine, but it took me a few hours to get it working right, and I modded a few things as well. So as we can see though, if I go chat, testing for YouTube, it'll start popping up here. You can get rid of this little bar too, by the way. Let's see, Alt, I think. Yeah, Alt. And you can like center it out. So as you can see, we can't read any of that, and that's kind of a big deal because you don't want the chat. Though I will say this, the background's invisible, which it wasn't for me last night. I don't know what happened to the code now, but last night when I was trying this out, it was not transparent. It was supposed to be transparent though. So we'll go ahead and fix the color and the letters simply by going into obviously try this first, and if it works for you, thumbs up. If it doesn't, go ahead and use the script that I have, which I believe is right here. Now I don't know if this is my fully finished version. I don't know. We'll find out when we'll find out. We'll find out. That's all. Last modified. I'll copy from here. So basically, we're just gonna copy and paste this whole thing in from here. Let's copy and paste this code in. Now this one's just got like some size differences and stuff. Like I changed some of the text sizes, as well as this. Actually, yeah, no, this isn't the one that I normally use. I'll include the one that I actually use in the description. The one that I actually use is right here, which isn't showing up because I don't have the browser here put in right. So let's go ahead and put the browser in so I can show you guys what that one looks like. But basically it wasn't showing up legible, so I had to sit there and mess with the code a little bit to get it to work, which was a little annoying, but you know, hey. So, and now it's looking different. What happened to my code here? And it deleted all my code because it didn't remember to keep it in there. Well, that's a shame. Okay, but well, anyways, we can show you guys real quick just what this stuff is. So basically, as you can see, it does update itself. Now that we can read it, we can get rid of a lot of this stuff because there's so much stuff open right now. Now that we can actually read it, we can open up our YouTube thing, not that. And we can actually type in here, and within a few seconds, it will pop up. So that is one of the main things I wanted to get on. So as we can see, we can also resize this. So as you can see, you can do the chat, and then you can do properties. You can make it a little bit invisible-ish, so you can kind of see through it. So, you know, boom. And I think that's really cool, as well as you can go into the code, and right here is your colors. So light blue is for other people. White is for the actual color of the comment. Light coral is yours. So let's say because my color is lime, I would like to think, and we'll make the moderators, we'll make them blue, just because. So this is moderators' names. This is your name. So we're just gonna go ahead and hit OK real quick. So now you can see my name has been changed to green. We'll go ahead and go a little further down. So you have these offsets and stuff like that. You can mess with that stuff if you want. It's up to you. But right here, this is what needed to be changed. So I'll remake the code, I guess, since it's not showing up anymore, and I have to remake it now. Actually, I think I used 18 for that. So this will make it smaller, so that way it doesn't take up 90% of your stream screen. So that's what I like to do with that, and I'll probably go through and fix a few other things for you guys, and then copy and paste it and put it in the description for you. But yeah, and then now we literally have our YouTube chat up. So yay, now we can chat on YouTube. We can actually see it on this screen. This is really good for people with only one monitor. It's really useful. No, it's not, because unless you have to bring up your phone and watch the stream on your phone, I guess. I don't know. But either way, it's cool. And our background. Let me get it back on. So yeah, you just you can disable and enable, obviously, with the check marks. It's self-explanatory. Hi. Oh. Okay, so yeah, no, you just hit start streaming, and as long as you got everything else set up, you're good to go. You're gonna have to set everything up on YouTube. Anyways, you guys, that was extended OBS setup stream tutorial. Hopefully it was in depth enough. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. And if you guys need the code, if there's anything wrong with it, let me know. Though I am not a coder, so hopefully maybe I can fix it. I don't know. I fixed it once. Maybe I can fix it again. Who knows? But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and catch you guys later.